For the past 3 weeks, I have been obsessed with trying to find out all I can about a certain invertebrate, so much so that I began to even have dreams about this insect. Since I wasted so much time collecting all of this information, I thought I would waste a little bit more of it and put all of my findings into a video. This is called a cockchafer, or sometimes referred to as a curl grub, and this is what it grows up into, the African black lawn beetle, Heteronychus arator, which basically translates to variable claw ploughman. The beetle is nocturnal and is capable of flying. It is native to Africa but is now a pest in Australia. The adult beetles are the main pest stage, causing damage to crops at or just above ground level. The larvae damage turf and underground crops such as potato. In the laboratory, both beetle and larvae have been reared on carrots. The larvae gain more weight when they feed on ryegrass compared to when they feed on white clover or lotus. This is because the larvae much prefer the taste of ryegrass compared to the other two options, so therefore eat a lot more of it and gain a lot more weight. The larvae are also good to use for fish bait. If your lawn ever begins to have brown spots where the grass doesn't ever seem to grow, then you could very well have Heteronychus arator larvae eating your grass roots. But hold up! Before you squish that curl grub or black beetle because you think it's a pest, are you really sure that it's an African black lawn beetle? Are you sure it's not this, which is a red-headed cockchafer, or this, which is an Argentinian scarab, or this, which is a yellow-headed cockchafer, or even this, which is a black-headed cockchafer? Let me teach you how to determine the differences between these very similar species. Let's start with the larvae of the African black lawn beetle. The cockchafer of Heteronychus arator has an orange head that is smooth, and its anus is a horizontal slit. The red-headed cockchafer has a red head that is pitted, and its anus is also a horizontal slit. The Argentinian scarab cockchafer has a smooth orange head with a horizontal slitted anus. It also has very thick hairs near its bum. The yellow-headed cockchafer has a smooth yellow head with an inverted Y-shaped anus. And the black-headed cockchafer has a smooth black head and its anus is a horizontal slit. Now let's tell the beetle stages of these similar-looking species apart, starting with the African black lawn beetle. This beetle is between 10 to 15 millimeters long with a curved bottom. Its antenna has 10 segments and ends with a 3-segmented club. The striae, which are the pits and grooves on the wing cases called the elytra, are quite shallow. These elytra are actually the forewings of the beetle, which have evolved to become a tough covering to protect the abdomen and the hindwings. Although this wing cover provides the beetle with armour, it does have a drawback. It is much more difficult to fly with just one pair of wings capable of flight. The elytra must be opened, the hind wings must then be unfolded, and then the beetle must take part in awkward flight. The red-headed cockchafer beetle is also about 10 to 15 millimeters in length, but has a wider, flatter bottom, and its elytra has deeper striae. Its antenna only has 9 segments. The Argentinian scarab is, again, between 10 to 15 millimeters in length, and is a tan colour with distinct brown markings on the elytra. The yellow-headed cockchafer beetle is, yes, you guessed it, between 10 to 15 millimeters in length and is a yellow-brown colour. The black-headed cockchafer beetle has a more slender body compared to all the other cockchafer beetles and has a broader head. It is also between 10 to 15 millimeters in length. The African black lawn beetle life cycle begins in spring when male and females copulate. Sometimes mating can also happen during autumn. You can tell the difference between the male and female by 4 specific features. Number 1 being that females are slightly larger than males. The four-legged tarsus of the male are much thicker than the females, which are more filamental and slender. The underside of the male's abdomen has an opened slit, whereas the female's does not. The pygidium, which is the hind part of the beetle, is broadly rounded on the male and more apically pointed on the female. Once fertilised, the female will lay between 12 to 20 eggs in total, which are singly laid at the soil depth of 1 to 5 centimetres. These eggs are white and ovular in shape and measure approximately 1.8 millimeters long at the time of oviposition, but grow larger and more rounded as they develop. After 20 days, the eggs begin to hatch into first instar larvae. These larvae are creamy white in colour with a reddish-brown head capsule and dark hind segments, which darken where gut contents show. Wet conditions during the egg and the first instar level stages are fatal. But as the larva grows, their ability to cope with high moisture levels increases. The head size of the first instar is 1.5 millimeters. The second instar has the head size of 2.5 millimeters, and the third instar has a 4 millimeter head with a body length of 25 millimeters when fully developed. Once the third instar is fully developed, it turns into a pupa of about 15 millimeters long. They are initially pale yellow but become reddish brown near to emergence. After about 2 weeks between summer and late autumn, an adult beetle emerges from the pupa and the life cycle begins again. This whole process from egg to beetle takes around 3 months in Australia. This time may or may not be longer in other countries due to the environment. Heteronychus arator can be infected with a small RNA virus called iridovirus type 23. This develops in the gut and fat body cells and can cause a fatal paralysis after 10 to 30 days of infection. This same RNA disease can also infect larvae of the greater wax moth. During this African black lawn beetle fixation, I have been collecting whatever dead Heteronychus arator that I find, and I have come across another thing that can infect this specific beetle: a parasitic larva. After finding that large larva, I was eager to see if I could find any more, so I collected all the African black lawn beetles I could find and took them home to pull apart. I would just like to clarify that all of these beetles were dead prior to being pulled apart. These larvae are most likely from a flesh fly, an opportunistic feeder that deposits her maggots into decaying material. And that marks the end of this video. If you are interested in buying any of the illustrations used in this video as stickers, be sure to check out my Redbubble store, where you will find all the cockchafer related illustrations, plus many more. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss out on our next video.